Hey Ghost, this is Wisteria.
And this is Homie.
And we're going to record some funny, wholesome stories for you. I hope
Hope
you
you
like
like them.
them. Yay!
Outsmarting Wisteria, the screeching siren.
In a far off land where the waves dance to the rhythm of the moon and the sea sparkled with shades of emerald and sapphire, there was a perilous stretch of water known as the Siren Sound. Few dared to venture near, for the siren sound was home to Wisteria, the most notorious singing siren of them all. With her hypnotic voice, she could lure sailors, travelers, and even the bravest adventurers to their doom.
Wisteria wasn't just any siren. She had a voice so powerful it could shatter glass, stun the fiercest of beasts, and send shivers down the spine of anyone who heard it. But it wasn't her enchanting songs that made her truly dangerous. It was her sudden, screeching high note that could disorient and confuse even the sharpest minds.
One day, two adventurers named Homie and Ghost set out on a journey that took them near the treacherous siren sound. Homie, a big-hearted and somewhat goofy fellow, and Ghost, a quick-witted and nimble young woman, were on a quest to retrieve a lost treasure hidden in a cave on the far side of the sound. The treasure was said to hold the power to bring endless joy to those who found it, but to reach it, they would have to outmaneuver Wisteria.
As they approached the edge of the siren sound, Ghost peered out of the water, her brow furrowed, and thought, "We need to be careful, homie. Wisteria songs are legendary. If we're not careful, we'll fall under her spell."
Homie nodded, but he couldn't help but grin.
I've heard about Wisteria. They say she's got a voice that can make even the birds forget how to fly. But we're smarter than that, right? We just need to keep our wits about us. The two
The
adventurers set
two
off.
adventurers set off in their small boat, paddling carefully through the calm waters. But as they reached the center of the sound, a haunting melody began to rise from beneath the waves. It was Wisteria, her voice sweet and seductive, drawing them closer to the center of the sound. Oh, oh.
Ghost grip tightened on her paddle. Focus, homie. Don't listen to her voice. Just keep rowing.
But as the song grew louder, oh, it became harder to resist. The notes swirled around them like a fog, clouding their minds and making it difficult to think. And then, just as they were starting to falter, Vistiria's song took a sudden sharp turn. She let out a screech so piercing that the boat rocked and the water around them rippled violently.
Homie clapped his hands over his ears, trying to block out the noise. What do we do, Ghost? If she keeps this up, we're sunk.
Ghost quickly scanned the boat, her mind racing. We need to outsmart her. She's trying to confuse us. But if we can break her rhythm, we might have a chance.
Then an idea struck her. Homie, do you remember that silly tune you used to hum when we were kids? The one that was so off key and made everyone laugh? Homie blinked his
Homie,
mind. Homie blinked, his mind still foggy from Wisteria's song. You mean the one that goes la di da di do?
that's the one. Start humming it as loud as you can, Ghost instructed.
Homie looked confused, but he trusted Ghost. Taking a deep breath, he began to hum the goofy, off-key tune, his deep voice rumbling across the water. La di da di do. It wasn't much, but it was just the distraction they needed. Ghost joined in, adding her own offbeat claps and stomps, creating a cacophony of sounds that clashed horribly with Wisteria's song.
Wisteria, caught off guard by the sudden burst of noise, faltered. Her perfect mesmerizing melody wavered, and the screeching notes lost their grip on the adventurers' minds. Frustrated, she tried to regain control. Oh, oh. But Homie and Ghost's silly out of tune song was too much for for even her to handle.
Realizing they had the upper hand, Ghost quickly guided the boat through the sound, steering them toward the far side where the treasure cave awaited. Wisteria, disoriented by the off-key melody, could only watch as her prey slipped away.
Oh no. As they reached the shore, Ghost and Homie jumped out of the boat, laughing and panting from their narrow escape. Homie wiped his brow, still humming the silly tune under his breath.
Who would have thought?
Do-do-do-do.
Who would have thought that an off-key hum would save the day? Homie chuckled, his face lit up with relief.
Ghost grinned, her eyes sparkling with triumph. Sometimes the best way to beat a song is with an even sillier one.
Together, they entered the cave, their laughter echoing off the walls as they searched for the treasure they had come for. With Wisteria's song now just a distant memory, they knew that no matter what challenges awaited them, they could always count on each other, and with a little bit of humor to see them through. The end.
And
Ghost Dream Concert.
Ghost was buzzing with excitement. Today was the day she had been waiting for. She was going to meet her favorite pop star, Wisteria, the country music sensation, known for her soulful voice and heartful tunes. Ever since she first heard Wisteria songs, Ghost had been a devoted fan, memorizing every lyric and dancing along to every single beat.
But Ghost wasn't going alone. Her best friend Homie, the ever supportive and goofy companion, was coming with her. Although country music wasn't exactly Homie's favorite, he knew how much this meant to Ghost, so he happily agreed to tag along.
The concert was being held in a beautiful outdoor venue, surrounded by rolling hills and fields of wildflowers. As they arrived, Ghost could hardly contain her excitement. The stage was set, the crowd was buzzing, and the sun was beginning to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the scene.
Can you believe it, Homie? Ghost said, practically bouncing on her toes. We're really here. We're going to see Wisteria perform live.
Homie chuckled, his easygoing grin spreading across his face.
I can see how excited you are, Ghost. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. As the crowd settled in, the lights dimmed, and a hush fell over the audience. Then, the sound of a lone guitar strumming filled the air, followed by a rich, velvety voice that sent chills down Ghost's spine. Wisteria had taken stage.
Dressed in a simple but elegant outfit, with her guitar slung over her shoulder, Wisteria smiled at the crowd and began to sing. Ooh, ooh. Her voice was warm and inviting as a summer breeze, and the lyrics of her songs painted vivid pictures of love, heartache, and the beauty of the countryside. Every note she sang seemed to resonate with the audience, drawing them into her world.
Ghost was completely entranced. She swayed to the music, her eyes shining with admiration, as she watched her idol pour her art out on stage. Homie, seeing how much Ghost was enjoying herself, couldn't help but smile. Even though country music wasn't his thing, He found himself tapping his foot to the rhythm, caught up in the energy of the performance.
After a few songs, Wisteria paused to address the crowd. Thank you all for coming out tonight, she said, her voice warm and sincere. I've got a special treat for y'all. I'm going to sing a new song I wrote about following your dreams and never giving up. It's called Chasing the Stars.
As Wisteria began to play, Ghost felt a lump form in her throat. The lyrics spoke to her on a deep level, reminding her of her own dreams and the challenges she had faced along the way. The song was beautiful, and by the time Wisteria finished, there wasn't a dry eye in the crowd.
When the concert finally came to an end, the audience erupted into applause, cheering and clapping for the incredible performance they had just witnessed. Wisteria took a bow, her smile radiant, and then, to Ghost's utter disbelief, she stepped down from the stage and began mingling with the crowd.
Ghost's heart raced as Wisteria made her way over. Homie, she's coming this way! I can't believe it!
Homie chuckled and nudged her forward.
Go on, Ghost, this is your moment. With a mix of nerves and excitement, Ghost stepped forward, her voice barely more than a whisper. Wisteria, I'm such a huge fan. Your music means the world to me.
Wisteria's eyes lit up as she smiled warmly at Ghost. Thank you so much, sweetie. I'm glad my music speaks to you. It's fans like you that make it all worthwhile, Ghosty.
Ghost beamed. I knew her name. Ghost beamed her heart soaring. Your new song was incredible. It's like you were singing just for me.
Wisteria laughed softly. I'm so happy to hear that. And who's that fine fellow with you? She asked, turning to
Homie gave a playful bow. I'm Homie, Ghost's true trusty sidekick. I'm just here to make sure she doesn't faint from excitement.
Wisteria chuckled, her laugh as musical as her voice. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you both. How about we take a picture together to remember this night?
Ghost could hardly believe her ears. She nodded eagerly, and with Homie by her side, they posed for a photo with Wisteria, a memory they would cherish forever.
As they walked away from the concert, Ghost's heart was still fluttering with joy. Thank you, homie. That was the best night of my life.
Homie smiled down at her, his goofy grin full of affection. Anything for you, Ghost. I'm glad you got to meet your idol.
And as they made their way home under the starry sky, Ghost hummed the melody of Chasing the Stars, knowing that with friends like Homie and moments like this, she was already well on her way. The end.
The Bridge of the Lumbering Troll.
In a realm of towering mountains and misty forests, there was a bridge that crossed over a deep Russian river. This bridge was guarded by Homie, a massive, lumbering troll with a heart as big as his belly and a love for rules. Homie was a kind troll, but he took his job very seriously. Only those who could prove themselves worthy were allowed to cross his bridge.
One sunny afternoon, two travelers approached the bridge. Wisteria, a talented bard with a voice as enchanting as the wind, and Ghost, a quick and sneaky thief who could slip in and out of trouble like a shadow. They were on a mission to retrieve a rare artifact hidden in the forest on the other side of the bridge. The only problem? They had to get past Homie first.
They neared the bridge. Homie's deep voice rumbled out from under it.
Who dares approach my bridge? Wisteria and Ghost exchanged a glance. Wisteria, ever the diplomat, stepped forward with a friendly smile.
Greetings, mighty homie. We seek to cross your bridge. We have an important quest that requires us to reach the forest beyond.
Homie lumbered out from beneath the bridge, his massive form casting a long shadow. He scratched his head thoughtfully as he looked down at the two travelers. You wish to cross my bridge, do you? Well, it's not that simple. I have rules, you know.
Ghost, ever the clever one, tilted her head. What are these rules, homie?
The troll nodded sagely. I only let people cross if they can either make me laugh, bring me some delicious, bring me something delicious, or solve a riddle that's been plaguing me for days.
Wisteria's eyes twinkled with mischief. Ooh, what if we could do all three?
Homie's eyes widened in surprise. All three! No one's ever done that before. If you can, I'll let you cross without hesitation.
The bard and the thief huddled together, whispering their plan. Finally, Wisteria turned back to Homie with a grin. We'll start with the law. If you don't, if you don't mind, Ghost here is quite the jokester.
Ghost, ready for the challenge, step forward. Alright, homie, here's one for you. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Homie furrowed his brow deep in thought. I don't know why.
Because they don't have the guts. Ghost finished with a flourish.
For a moment there was silence. Then Homie burst into a deep, rolling laugh that shook the bridge itself. Ho 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 ho! That's a good one! Alright, you made me laugh. What's next?
Wisteria stepped up, her fingers already strumming her lute. Now, for something delicious. I know you can't eat music, but how about a sweet, soothing melody for your ears?
Before Homie could respond, Wisteria began to play a tune so beautiful and so melodic that the birds in the trees stopped to listen. The music was like honey, rich and smooth, filling the air with warmth. Homie closed his eyes, swaying gently to the rhythm. When the last note faded away, he sighed contentedly. That was delicious!
Homie said, a dreamy look in his eyes.
I've never heard anything so wonderful. You passed the second test, but now for the hardest one. Can you solve my riddle? Wisteria and Ghost
Wisteria and
shared.
Ghost shared a confident smile. We'll give it our best shot, Wisteria said.
Homie cleared his throat, his voice deep and serious. All right, here it is. I speak without a mouth. I hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?
Ooh, Ghost's mind raced as she tried to puzzle out the answer. Wisteria, however, already had it figured out. She leaned over and whispered to Ghost, who grinned.
Together they turned to Homie and answered in unison.
An echo.
Homie's eyes widened in surprise and delight. That's right! You solved it!
Wisteria and Ghost high-fived each other, proud of their teamwork. Homie, true to his word, stepped aside and gestured for them to cross the bridge. You've proven yourselves worthy. Go ahead, cross the bridge, and may your quest be successful.
As they crossed, Wisteria turned back and gave Homie a grateful smile.
Thank you, homie. You're not just a great troll, you're a great friend.
Homie beamed, his heart swelling with pride. Anytime, Wisteria. Anytime.
With the bridge behind them, Wisteria and Ghost continued on their quest, knowing that they had not only outmaneuvered the troll, but had also made a friend in the process. The end.
The dragon, the Viking, and the whimsical trio.
In a kingdom far, far away, nestled between towering mountains and sprawling forests, there stood a magnificent castle. The castle was home to the kind-hearted Queen Wisteria, a whimsical soul who could sing the most enchanting tunes. Her songs could bring joy to the saddest hearts and inspire courage in the bravest warriors. But today, the kingdom was in peril, and no song could soothe the fears of the people.
A ferocious dragon had appeared in the land, spreading fear and chaos wherever it went. The dragon's roar could be heard for miles away, and its fiery breath turned fields to ash. But the once peaceful kingdom now trembled under the shadow of the beast.
But Queen Wisteria was not alone in her castle. By her side was Ghost, a clever and sneaky thief who had a knack for getting in and out of tight spots. Though she had a mischievous streak, her loyalty to the queen was unwavering. And then there was Homie, a gentle giant of a Viking, known for his strength and goofy antics. He was as brave as they came, but his kind heart often led him to find peaceful solutions rather than resorting to violence.
The three of them were gathered in the castle's grand hall, pondering how to deal with the dragon.
I could try singing in a lullaby, Wisteria suggested, strumming her lute thoughtfully. Maybe it just needs a good nap.
Ghost, who was perched on the edge of her grand chandelier, shook her head. I don't think it's a nap that is going to fix this one, Wisteria. We need a plan, something clever.
Homie, who was busy polishing his battle axe, looked up and grinned.
What if we trick it? Maybe we could lead it into a trap with some goats or something. Dragons love goats, right? As they brainstormed, the castle door swung open, and in walked a priest, his long robes billowing behind him. He was known as Father Aldrich, a wise and gentle man who often advised the queen on matters of great importance. Following closely behind him was a small fairy, her wings shimmering like the morning dew. The fairy, named Faye, was a rare sight in the kingdom, known for her ability to bring luck and blessings wherever she went.
Father Aldrich approached the trio with a solemn expression. Your Majesty, I have come with news. The dragon is not just any beast. It is said to be guarding a great treasure hidden deep within its lair. But more importantly, it holds the key to a powerful secret, one that could save our kingdom from ruin.
Wisteria, Ghost, and Homie exchanged curious glances. What kind of secret? Ghost asked, intrigued.
Father Aldrich lowered his voice. Legend speaks of a magical horn hidden within the dragon's lair. When blown, it has the power to summon the spirits of ancient warriors, Vikings who once protected this land. With their strength, we could defeat the dragon and restore peace to the kingdom.
Homie's eyes lit up at the mention of Vikings. Ancient warriors? That sounds like something right up my alley.
Wisteria nodded thoughtfully. But how do we get past the dragon to find this horn?
Faye, the fairy, fluttered closer and spoke in a soft, melodic voice. I can help! My magic may not be strong enough to fight a dragon, but I can enchant you with invisibility, just long enough to slip past the beast and retrieve the horn.
Ghost grinned. Now that I'm talking about a little invisibility, A little sneaking around. Sounds like my kind of plan.
The plan set, the trio prepared for their journey. Father Aldrich blessed them, and Faye cast her invisibility spell, making the three of them shimmer and fade from sight. Armed with courage, wit, and a bit of magic, they set off towards the dragon's lair.
The journey was perilous, but with Ghost stealth, Homie's strength, and Wisteria's calming songs, they managed to reach the lair without alerting the dragon. Inside, they found piles of treasure glittering in the dim light. But their eyes were set on one thing: the magical horn, resting on a pedestal in the center of the cavern.
As they approached, the dragon stirred, its massive form blocking their path. Wisteria quickly began to hum a soothing tune, and to their surprise, the dragon's eyelids grew heavy and it slumped back into a deep slumber.
Now's our chance, Ghost whispered, leading the way to the pedestal.
Homie, with great care, lifted the horn from its resting place. As soon as he touched it, the cavern seemed to tremble with
Oh
ancient
no.
power. But just as they were about to make their escape, the dragon's eyes snapped open and it let out a deafening roar.
The trio froze, but Faye's invisibility spell held, and the dragon, confused by the sudden disappearance of the intruders, began thrashing about in frustration. Rawr! Seizing the moment, Homie raised the horn to his lips and blew with all his might.
Powerful sound echoed through the cavern, and from the walls, shimmering spirits of ancient Vikings emerged, their ghostly forms glowing with otherworldly light. They rallied to Homie's side, their spectral weapons at the ready.
The dragon, now surrounded, hesitated. It could sense the strength of the spirits and the determination of the trio. Realizing it was outmatched, the dragon let out a final roar before retreating deep into the mountains, leaving the treasure and the kingdom safe.
With the dragon gone and the magical horn in their possession, Wisteria, Ghost, and Homie returned to the castle as heroes. The kingdom rejoiced, and the trio was celebrated for their bravery and cleverness.
To Wisteria, she composed a new song to commemorate their adventure, a ballad that told the tale of the dragon, the Viking spirits, and the three friends who outwitted a beast to save their home.
And so, peace returned to the kingdom, with Wisteria's songs filling the air, Ghost's mischievous grin, always ready for the next adventure, and Homie's hearty laughter echoing through the castle halls. Ho 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 ho! The end.
Yeah.
The dawn of song. Wisteria, the singing cave woman.
Long, long ago, in a time when dinosaurs roamed the earth and fire was the latest invention, the hot topic, there lived two cavemen, Ghost and Homie. Ghost was a sneaky, clever cave woman with a knack for outsmarting even the biggest predators. She was quick on her feet, always thinking one step ahead. Homie, on the other hand, was a belly-bouncing grunter with a laugh so loud it could shake the trees. He wasn't the brightest, but he made up for it with his enormous strength and jolly nature.
One day, as they were out hunting for mammoth burgers, Ghost and Homie stumbled upon something truly unusual. Deep in the forest, where the trees were thick and the air was filled with distant roars of creatures unknown, they heard a sound unlike anything they'd ever heard before. Ghost! You hear that? Homie grunted, scratching his shaggy head. His belly jiggled with every step as he followed the strange noise.
Ghost, her eyes narrowed in curiosity, nodded. Me here? Sound like big screech. But what make it?
They crept closer, moving through the underbrush until they came upon a small clearing. There, sitting on a rock and shaking her fist at the sky, was Wisteria the cave woman. She was unlike any cave woman they'd seen before. Her hair was wild, her eyes were fierce, and from her mouth came a series of screeches, grunts, and growls that made the earth tremble. Wisteria! Homie bellowed, his voice booming as he recognized her. What you doing out here?
Wisteria stopped her screeching, just long enough to glare at them. Me angry! Big lizard take my man's meat! Me try scare it away!
Ghost, always the thinker, tilted her head. But why you screech so much?
Wisteria threw her arms in the air dramatically. Me no. Screech make me feel strong. And with that, she let out another long, exaggerated screech that echoed through the forest.
Homie scratched his belly, looking thoroughly puzzled. You screech a lot. Maybe too much.
The ghost, who is always quick to pick up on new ideas, began to see something special in Wisteria's screeching. That's right. She noticed how the sounds changed, going high and low, loud and soft. It wasn't just noise, it was something more.
maybe, maybe you not just screeching, Ghost said slowly, her brain working hard. Maybe you singing?
Wisteria blinked, the word unfamiliar. Singing? What's that?
Ghost shrugged, because in truth, she wasn't entirely sure either. But she had a feeling. Singing is like talking, but more noisy. Maybe you first cave woman to do it.
Wisteria's eyes lit up. Me? First at something? Me like that. How me do more of it?
Me not know, Ghost admitted. But me think you should try different sounds.
Homie, not wanting to be left out, started grunting along with Wisteria's screeches, bouncing his belly with every grunt.
Ooh, ooh. Help me good at making noise. Ooh.
The three of them began experimenting with sounds. Wisteria screeched and growled, but then she tried humming and howling, her voice rising and falling in a way that felt new and exciting. Ghost clapped her hands, keeping a rhythm, while Homie pounded his belly like a drum, added a deep, thudding beat to Wisteria's strange new noises.
As they continued, something magical happened. The screeches turned to notes, the grunts became beats, and soon, Wisteria was doing more than just making noise. She was making music. The birds in the trees stopped to listen, the wind seemed to dance along, and even the dinosaurs paused, curious about this new sound.
Wisteria, sing! Ghost cheered, hopping up and down. You make music! Wisteria, delighted by this discovery, grinned from ear to ear. Me sing! Me make world hear my voice. This is Wisteria's grunt song. Grunt, grunt, shout. Me big, me strong. No room for doubt. Ooga booga dance around. Hump the ground. Hear the sound. Roar like mammoth. Stomp like dino. Mysterious song makes heart shine out. Grunt and growl. Hum and hoot. Me sing loud. Me feel root. Ooga booga. Shake the trees. Wind blow wild through the leaves. Belly thump. And stomp your feet. Sing like Wisteria. Feel the beat.
Homie, ever the enthusiast, joined in with deep, booming chorus of grunts. Hoo, 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 hoo. Adding to Wisteria's newfound music. Together they made racket that could be heard across the entire valley.
So, Wisteria became the first singing cave woman to discover singing. Her songs were wild and free, filled with the sounds of the earth and the sky. Ghost and Homie became her biggest fans, following her everywhere, adding their own goofy songs to her music.
From that day on, the once quiet forest was filled with Wisteria's songs, as she screeched and grunted her way into history. The other cave people, hearing the strange but captivating sounds, began to gather around, curious and amazed. Soon, they too tried their hands and voices at this new thing called singing, and the world was never the same.
And so, with the belly bouncing grunts, the sneaking rhythms, and screeches that soar like eagles, music was born in the age of cavemen. Thanks to Wisteria, the singing cave woman, Ghost, the clever thief, and Homie, the belly bouncing grunter. See?